My mom lived in Monticello, and she started her career in the grocery business, working at Bill Bloom's grocery store for 20 years. And once she moved to Monroe, she ended her grocery career by working at Brennan's for 25 years. She called Brennan's the best job of her life. She knew the customers, they all knew her. Every time we were out walking around, they'd always say, "You look really familiar to me." And she'd go, "I work at Brennan's." The biggest thing that my mother loved, working out in her yard, planting flowers. Her yard was her pride and joy. And she also loved to bake. She would bake cookies, pies, cakes, and all of us got to enjoy that hobby of hers. She started having back issues, and she had back surgery. And as time went on, it turned into spinal stenosis. And she doctored here, and we were lucky enough to find Dr. Richardson in palliative care, and she started going to see him. So we tried many treatments to help her with her back and everything, and eventually they said there really wasn't any more that we could do for the pain, and so she started pain management. Then it became too hard for me to take her back and forth to the doctor. The pain got to be too much. By this time, she was probably 90 years old, so I mean, she had hung in there for a very long time. And it was time for her to stay at home and try the best that we could to take care of her. They were just all a joy. The two nurses that we had on a regular basis were Jody and Jean. When they came in to check on Mom was happy to see them. Probably I was happier to see them. Those two became my therapists. I would sit on the couch and talk to them. They'd probably, I was grabbing them, not wanting them to leave, because when you're taking care of somebody 24/7, you don't get out a whole lot. And those two actually made sure that I was being taken care of. They kept saying, "Kathy, you can't do it all. If anything, you need to stay healthy or you won't be able to take care of your mom." We had a nurse come in here at 2:00 in the morning. I called her. This is 3 weeks before my mom passed away. She had a major health event. And I called the nurse, and she had just gotten home from another call. And she said, "I'll come back to Monroe." And she drove back to Monroe from New Glarus, took care of medications to get my mom calmed down, and then came back 4 hours later to see if we were okay. I mean, what more could you ask for? The volunteers were fantastic with my mother. They would bring a chair and sit right by her because my mother was hard of hearing. And one would sit here and do knitting or sewing, and she would show my mom what she was working on. It was wonderful. And the volunteers still call me today to see how I'm doing. So that means a lot to me. The only thing I can say, so that people aren't scared about calling hospice, it's not the end of life, it's the quality of life. I mean, to have someone come in, take care of your loved one, make sure all the medications are there, take care of you so that you're not just stuck here alone. It was the most amazing experience. I just couldn't say enough about everybody from hospice and all they did for my mom and I. One Christmas, we decided to take a picture of each individual cookie and make a book. So we added the recipe for each cookie. She taught her great-granddaughters how to make each of their favorite cookies. So it's something that we'll always have to treasure. Over 50 years ago, I started the annual tradition of making Christmas cookies. I first just made several kinds, but over the years, it has grown to 20. It has been a joy to see family and friends enjoy their favorites. Each October, I begin to think of cookie season. I begin to gather the ingredients as I find a good sale. Each year's cookies require 16 pounds of butter, 20 pounds, I'm sorry. 20 pounds of flour, 15 pounds of sugar, and lots of other goodies. My greatest joy has been to see my great-grandchildren's faces light up when they see my cookies. And as they have grown, they have each had a lesson in making their special favorites. Enjoy. Love, Great-Grandma Helen. I just thought I'm never gonna have them again.